Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natural20 and this is Today in Gaming for the 4th of July 2011. In the headlines today: the Resident Evil save system is a one-off, EVE Online's Emergency Summit concludes, and the Japanese PlayStation Store is to go back up on Wednesday. Resident Evil: The Mercenaries 3D is a controversial game. Sporting only a single undeletable save slot, Capcom earned the ire of gamers, who went so far as to Amazon bomb the game. Capcom today stated that they did not intend to pursue undeletable saves in future games, and further stated that there was no malicious intent behind their design decision. It was widely rumoured that Capcom had pursued this to damage the second-hand games market. However, Capcom merely stated that they wished to preserve an arcade-style feel for the game. Capcom boss Christian Svensson explained, "Essentially, RE Mercs was treated like an arcade fighting game. You unlock characters, levels, etc., and they stay unlocked as they would in an arcade machine. There was no hidden motive to prevent buying used copies. It's not some secret form of DRM. It's simply the way we designed the save system to work with the arcade type of gameplay." EVE Online's emergency meeting of its Council of Stellar Management has concluded. The meeting followed player anger after CCP's Noble Exchange item store offered vanity items at a price of $70. The problems with the Noble Exchange were compounded by other changes that were met with hostility in the latest patch for the game, Incarna. In a statement by both CCP and the Player Council, the groups explained, "It is CCP's plan that the Noble Exchange, or NEX store, will be used for the sale of vanity items only," wrote senior producer Arne Hraffen-Glafsen. "There are no plans, and have been no plans, as per previous communication and CSM meetings, to introduce the sale of game-breaking items or enhancements in the NEX store." Alongside this, CCP promised to improve communication with the players, stating that one of the main reasons for the player outrage was CCP's inability to communicate with its players properly, when multiple different issues were being brought up. CCP continued to emphasize that the items that could be bought with real money would be limited to vanity items, and further promised that technical issues with the latest patch would be resolved as quickly as possible. It has been rumoured today that Valve is set to unveil Dota 2 at Gamescom this year. Defense of the Ancients 2, sequel to the incredibly popular Warcraft 3 map that shares its name, has been in development for a while. Valve are currently listed as an exhibitor at Gamescom and are showing a product under the strategy genre. The only other game that Valve are known to be developing currently is Half-Life Episode 3, which would be an inappropriate game for this tag. IceFrog, creator of Dota, assured the Warcraft 3 community that the sequel will not immediately replace the old game. It is also rumoured that following Team Fortress 2 going free to play, Dota 2 is set to follow the same route, allowing for microtransactions through Steam. Hideo Kojima, creator of the Metal Gear series, has stated that he will never stop making games. In an interview with GameIndustry.biz today, Kojima stated that, "I've never created something that completely satisfies me. I don't think that, even as technology continues to improve, I will ever be able to make something that completely satisfies me. Creating something is about turning impossible things into possible things. Things you want to be able to do. If it gets to the point where I'm able to create anything I want, I'll probably stop making video games." Kojima continued in the interview, stating that the issue with modern gaming is that with increased graphical fidelity, it is possible to express more in the game world. Before, when Japanese game directors used Japanese settings like Tokyo, there was no cultural barrier to the rest of the world, because the technology meant that you couldn't tell whether it was Japan or anywhere else. Now it is possible, so it becomes more difficult. Instead of using Japanese settings, games have to become more Hollywood, explained the veteran game designer. Epic Games have begun an investigation into a leak of an unfinished version of Gears of War 3 onto the internet. Videos of the early build have appeared online over the weekend, with footage containing campaign spoilers. Epic are now investigating in conjunction with law enforcement agencies to deal with the leak, as well as assuring gamers that footage is not truly representative of the game itself, which will release in September this year. In a report from the Digitimes, citing Taiwan-based component makers, states that Sony is set to release the PlayStation 4 next year. Foxconn and Pengatron Technology, the people behind the PlayStation 3's parts, currently say that 20 million PS4 units are on the way. Further, they say that there will be Kinect-like control interfaces for the console. These reports are in direct contrast with Sony's line, stating that the PS3 was to have a 5-year cycle at least. But such a strategy might have changed following the announcement of the Wii U, as well as rumours of a new Xbox to be announced at next year's E3. And finally, the Japanese PlayStation network will be fully restored by Wednesday of this week. Japan is the last territory to have the network reactivated, but the reason as to why is still a mystery. Regional newspapers speculate that this is due to security demands on behalf of the Japanese government. This restoration will allow full access to the PlayStation Store, with online gaming functionality having been restored at an earlier date in all territories. That's it from me here at Today in Gaming. As ever, if you do enjoy the show, then please subscribe to my channel. You can also check me out over on www.vtwproductions.com, as well as follow me on Twitter as TheNat20. Emails can be sent in to thenat20@gmail.com, and you can tune in tomorrow for more delicious gaming news.